As many as 200 trains worth about 54 billion rand are gathering dust in storage because they need repairs. That's because the 2014 purchase agreement, now known to be tainted by state capture, didn't include spare parts. It means locomotives have to be removed from the national fleet whenever a new part is needed. Transnet can't buy any new parts from manufacturers as relations with them have soured. This is just one of many failures that threaten rail transport in South Africa at a time the sector should be expanding. African Rail Industry Association CEO Mesela Nhlapo joins me now to react to the latest news. Mesela, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. What's the true cost of having those locomotives out of action? And what are the knock-on effects?
Look, to build a new locomotive, it's about 18 months. So the cost of a locomotive in itself, it's in the millions, particularly a new one. But with the 1064, there were 4 companies that were appointed. And I need to put it on record that there are 2 companies in particular that have done fairly well and have tried their best to localize as per the agreement. And that company, those 2 companies, it was Bombardier, now Alstom, and Waptec, former General Electric. So when it comes to the other parties, where as an organization and as an industry, we had a lot of problems. Those problems include having a drawing in Chinese. And for us, that was a specific measure that aimed to exclude the local economy.
What then can Transnet, I beg your pardon, do moving forward? Because the issue is that, while there's litigation going on between them and these companies that provide parts, they're not providing anything. So what steps can they take in the interim?
Look, it's a legal matter, and it's quite difficult. Those that entered into this agreement, they did not include a maintenance plan, which becomes quite difficult. It's either as Transnet, which is engineering-wise well equipped, the skills are there, would be a matter of reverse engineering on those locomotives, because they've done it before. I mean, they've been in this game since forever. So that is one option. Another option is to wait and see how these contracts get resolved. But I also need to, in the absence of a maintenance contract, it becomes difficult for an OEM to commit, because you don't know how much you're supposed to produce for Transnet at a particular time. And then therefore, the localization does not materialize as it's supposed to take place.
So this is costing Transnet millions. It's costing the economy millions. In the meantime, is there any role that private entities could play in helping Transnet grow?
Yes, there are companies that have locomotives, and I think Transnet can lease out those can lease from private sector the locomotives. I mean, we look at the so-called toll trains. They were auctioned off in South Africa, and those are some of the best locomotives in the world. And those are available. I mean, those were bought, and they are currently busy being refurbished. So there is a lot that could be done. But my worry is, with the 1064, we have placed the country in a difficult situation where few companies invested in South Africa on the basis of local content. They established themselves here. Now they find themselves closing down because the alleged corruption around 1064.